back here, y'all. Some weird ass noises. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's morning is starting off really good. I know mine is starting off pretty great today. So the time is 2:02 in the morning. it's time for me to head and drop off this load. Today is Wednesday the 14th, and it's crunch time. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and we're about to get on this road.
Take the ramp on the left to I-70 West. Take the ramp ahead. On the right, to US 35 East Port Washington Courthouse.
what you're thinking, but let's not get it twisted. Yes, I did put my phone, I placed my phone on top of the truck as well as on the ground.
Hello?
But as soon as I got back in the truck, I did make sure to wipe down my phone with Clorox bleach wipes as well as my steering wheel. So I just want to throw that out there just in case somebody tried coming for me in the comments.
like by an hour. But y'all, these past 2 weeks has been taking me through the ringer. So if y'all want to know more about that, just make sure y'all watch the end of the video, because your girl is always gonna be spilling the tea. So we're done at the shipper. I'm about to get on the road and make my way back to PA. So I'll see you guys once I find me a place to park for the night.
And I'm not just the God who heals you, I'm also the God who will defend you. And I'm not just the God who will defend you, I'm also the God who will comfort you. And if you do not know the layers of God, you will begin to convince yourself that you are in a situation on your own, not recognizing that this new situation is an opportunity for a new introduction. I got a prophetic word for you, Potter's House. I know you're in a new season of your life, and you don't know exactly who you are, and you don't know exactly how you should expect God to show up. And I hear God saying to expect the unexpected, to not limit God to the way you saw him showing up before, because God said, for this new season, I've got a new expression. Oh, I feel my help coming. I'll prove it to you. Time and time again in the Bible, we see people who knew God also naming God based off of how he showed up in a particular situation. Abraham knew him as a covenant-making God. In Genesis, it shows us that he makes covenant with him. But it wasn't until there was a ram in the bush when he was getting ready to sacrifice Isaac that he learned that he's not just the covenant-keeping Jehovah, but he's also Jehovah Jireh, my provider. There's something that happens when we recognize that you're not just the God who made me a promise, you're also the God who will provide for the very promise that you made me. Oh, we're gonna have a good time in here today. You see, because I feel like someone needs to understand that when Daniel was in the lion's den, when Daniel was in the fiery pit, and he's in this fiery furnace, that he had a new revelation of who God was. First, God helped him interpret dreams. And maybe he would have thought, if he was small in his thinking, that God only exists to help me interpret dreams. But it wasn't until he was in the fiery furnace that he realizes you're not just a dream interpreter, you're also the man who stands in the fire. Oh, I wish somebody got a revelation in this room, that the God that you serve is going to show up in unexpected ways. And when God starts showing up in unexpected ways, you need to expand your definition of what God can do, to not just let it slip through your fingers, but it ought to change the way you relate to God. It ought to change the way you connect with God, because God wants you to understand the layers and dimensions to who he is. Isn't that why we worship anyway? When we lift our hands.
Okay, you guys, we have officially made it to the truck stop, and y'all, I have some stuff to tell you guys, but let me go get a shower, freshen up, because I feel like I'm looking kind of crazy. So let me just pull myself together, and I'll come back and just update you guys on all the tea. Evening. This one isn't really that bad. The floors is kind of decent. guys, your girl is back, and y'all, did y'all not hear that guy that was like, I don't remember what he said. I think he said hello, but y'all, this man literally followed me to my freaking shower door, and as I'm putting in the code, I think it was before I put in the code. It might have been either before I was putting in the code or as I was putting in the code. He like, hello, like literally staring at me hard. And you know, I happened to like glance over and I'm like, hi. And he's just still standing there looking at me like, I don't know if he thought I was just trying to like, steal a shower or something. I don't know. But I think he was like a janitor or somebody that clean up in there. But still, I feel like that was a little creepy. That was a little weird. And you literally just staring me down as I'm putting in the code and opening up my door. That's a little weird. Don't do that. Because baby, if I was really about that life, I would have cussed you out right then and there. You know, I ain't gonna do that. I really wanted to go downstairs and told him, like, listen, I know y'all probably teach y'all people to greet people, but hey, it's another thing when a person is following behind you and you putting in the code and the person behind you talking about some hello. Like, boy, I could have literally had a gun, had a shank, had anything, some mace, and you coming behind me to a door where at the end of the day, I'm a female. Like, I could have literally, like, you know? But some stuff you just don't do. You don't come up behind a female, especially upstairs where the showers is at, and say some hello. Like, some things you just don't do. I'm sorry. But, y'all, enough of that. Enough of that. Let's get to it. Let me tell y'all about these last 2 weeks, you guys. These last 2 weeks have been terrible. When I say terrible, it has been terrible. So last week, y'all, it might have been a week before. Yeah, it wasn't last week. I think it was the week before. And y'all, I had a whole flat tire. My tire blew out on the expressway, and that was my first time ever. I never experienced anything like that, and I was so freaking scared. I was on the phone talking to my girlfriend, like, yeah, chopping it up, and next thing I know, I look behind me, the wheel started shaking, my tire flew all the way over on the other side, or a piece of the tire flew over on the other side, and all these people behind me is like swerving, you know. So I'm just like, oh shit, please excuse my language, but I'm just like, you know, repeating the same cuss word over and over and over, because at this point I don't know what to do. I'm just like in shock. So good thing I had my girl on the phone. She like, you need to pull over and see how bad it is, you know. Your girl pulled over, looked at it, and it was pretty bad, you know, pretty bad, where I had to literally just sit there and just wait for road rescue to come out and give me a new tire. So if I still got a video or a clip, I think I recorded it. I think I did. But if I got that recording, I'm gonna put it somewhere on the screen, you know, over here, I don't know. But hopefully I still got it in the end, you guys can see. But yeah, that was my first time ever experiencing that, and that shit was so scary. Like, it freaked me out. Okay, so y'all, another thing, I don't know if other companies have this or if this is just like something that goes on with Pam, you know, but it's this thing called fuel compliancy. I don't know if you guys get that or not, but we get that every week, and it just basically let us know like if you wasn't compliant, if you wasn't compliant. So y'all, lately I have been getting incompliant, like every week it's always an issue. Like I can never get 100%. Okay, I lied. I have gotten 100% before, but lately it's been like 4 weeks back to back incomplete fuel stops. So I'm kind of like, you know, trying to figure things out. Like, okay, I'm going to the places where y'all telling me to go stop at. Like, I'm a little confused. How am I incompliant if I'm going to the places that y'all tell me to go to? So my manager was like, well, we can't really see it on our end. You got to call the fuel desk, and they'll be able to get more into it and tell you what you was incompliant for. So after being incompliant for almost freaking 3 to 4 weeks back to back to back, he finally told me, you know, to call the fuel desk and figure out, you know, why am I being incompliant. So I end up, well, he switched me over. I end up talking to the lady, and she basically told me, like, I swiped the card twice at the TAs. So I'm just like, I noticed that it's always a pattern. Every time I come to these TAs, I always have a problem with the pump. So I never really swipe my card at the pump, because every time that I swipe it at the pump, I either have to do it twice or it just doesn't work and I have to go on the inside and swipe. So she was like, by swiping the card twice, that makes you incompliant. So I don't know if they feel like maybe you fumbling with the card or what it is, but she basically told me, like, before you swipe the card a second time, you gotta call in and let us know, you know, that you're gonna swipe the card again, which I feel like is a little too crazy, because it's just like, y'all don't understand. Like, I got all these people behind me waiting in the fuel lane, as well as all these people inside the store trying to get to the desk so they can check out. And you mean to tell me, if I'm at the front desk and the lady tell me that the card don't work or it didn't go through, or whatever the case may be, I gotta pull to the side, call my DM and let them know, hey, I'm about to swipe the card again, so I don't want to be incompliant, so I'm just letting y'all know a heads up, and then get back in line? Oh, hell no, I ain't doing it. I'm sorry, I ain't doing it. So lately I just been, after that little situation, I just kind of like being on my P's and Q's with the not swiping the card twice, or not have to put myself in little situations where I have to swipe the card twice, you know. So, and a lot of times, like I said, a lot of times that I swiped the card twice, I was at the fuel pump, and I don't know the exact words that it was saying, but it was basically not working. It was like failed or declined or something like that, and I had to go on the inside. I don't know if that got something to do with the company card or if that has something to do with their pumps, but I kid you not, every time I go to a TA, I'm always incompliant. Like, I don't get it. It's never at a Love's or anywhere else that they send me to. It's just always at these freaking TAs. So I absolutely hate coming to these places. Like, so, all right, y'all. So besides that, later on down the line, you know, I just kept getting them more incompliancies. So he basically told me, like, if you keep being incompliant, you know, we're gonna have to take you off this lane, and basically you got to be in good standards to be like on a dedicated route. So I'm just like, okay, I took that in consideration. So I'm trying to do my best to, like, you know, stay on my P's and Q's and make sure I don't get no incompliancies, but they just keep happening. So last week I had an emergency fuel stop. Like, they didn't give me a fuel stop like they normally do, and I had to drive somewhere far, you know. So my silly butt drove on like, I think it was like 80 gallons. So I drove on that, and I got it all the way to a TA and PA, you know. But I got it all the way in PA, and you know, I had to get emergency fuel, which was on the 11th, which would be on a Sunday. And normally on a Sunday it's kind of hard to try to get anything extra, you know, anything extra that might happen along the way, because you know how the weekend managers go. I had to call roadside assistant, and they opened up my card for 50 gallons. I ended up getting the 50 gallons, knowing dang well that I was on the 34, y'all. I was on the 34, so I had enough fuel in there to last me for, you know, the next day. So I got up early in the morning, I looked at my hand, and you know, I thought I had enough to, like, you know, make it to the facility to get loaded, and then be able to have a little bit something extra to make it to the next fuel stop. But no, that did not happen, y'all. I ran out of fuel again. Thank God I didn't run out of fuel while I was at the shipper, because baby, I was cutting it close. So I had to call the fuel desk, and I talked to the lady, and I basically like told her like I'm literally about to run out of gas. I'm probably on like maybe 4 gallons, like dead ass. So she like, okay, let me find you a fuel stop. She looking, you know, she finally ended up finding one that was like maybe 4 minutes down the road. So I go there, she told me to get 50 gallons. I got the 50 gallons, and after that, you know, I had 2 extra stops for fuel. So he ended up calling me, I think it was that same day that I got that emergency fuel. He ended up calling me, and he basically told me like, I'm gonna write you up. I gotta write you up for being incompliant. Basically, he writing me up for being incompliant. So I, you know, I'm like, thinking, you know, trying to think, like, so you mean to tell me you gonna write me up for being incompliant for a fuel stop? So then I had to, you know, get my juices flowing in my brain, and I had to be like, girl, cut into him, but don't cut into him. Be polite, you know, be polite. So I had to tell him, I said, sir, is there any book that you guys have, like a guideline book, letting me know what's in compliancy and what's not in compliancy, so that way I won't be in out of compliancy, you know, and I know what to do and what not to do. So he beating around the bush, didn't want to tell me or whatever. So he sent me back over to the fuel desk to figure out why was I in compliancy. So the lady told me, she was like, yeah, when you got that little fuel stop, you know, on the 11th, you were supposed to call us and let us know. So I'm like, okay. So I confronted with her. I said, now, do y'all have some type of, you know, guideline book, some type of book letting me know, like, the do's and the don'ts? Because how I'm supposed to know what not to do to not be in compliancy? Like, literally, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So literally, I'm learning as I go. Every little thing that I seem to do is making me be in compliancy. So therefore, how y'all trying to write me up for something when y'all don't even have the paperwork? Let's just say that y'all don't even have the paperwork to even let me know like what I'm doing wrong, or these things that you're doing can have you in compliant or out of compliant. I could just kind of feel like, you know, like, don't do that. I know I'm a newbie, and I don't know if y'all trying to like try me or what the case is, but I'm telling you, baby, we gonna solve the problem, we gonna solve the issue, and I'm gonna do it respectfully. Like, I ain't even gonna argue with you, I'm gonna just simply ask you. So long story short, my DM was like, when you figure it out, and if it's something on our end or something like that, like basically he wasn't gonna write me up for it if it was on their end, you know. So I'm just like, okay, you know, oh, not to skip over that, I'm sorry, not to skip over that, I know I'm moving a little fast, but yeah, she was just like, after I asked her, like, you know, do y'all have some type of guideline book that I can read over so, you know, I can stay in between the guidelines? She was like, no, we don't have any book that would, like, you know, let you know the things to do and what the things not to do, you know, so you can stay in compliant. So I'm just like, all right, you know, case closed. So I called my DM back, and somebody else answered the phone. I was like, your DM is on the phone with someone else, I'll have him call you back. Never called me back. He never called me back or none of that. So I'm thinking like, okay, you know, they do get off work at 4. So I'm like, he gonna call me tomorrow and try to get one up off me. So I'm like, we gonna wait until tomorrow, and tomorrow I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be ready to, like, you know, come with all the shots. So I called him early in the morning, like, hey, I'm gonna be late getting to this load, you know, just letting them know, like, so he can put in an email and let the company know, like, I'm gonna be an hour late, you know. And the only reason why I was an hour late for the simple fact that I had to get that emergency fuel stop. But the whole thing boiled down to was I was in compliant for the simple fact that that week of me leaving Louisville, Kentucky, and not having a fuel stop, you know, that kind of messed up my whole entire week, like, literally. So that kind of like threw me off. But now I know at the end of the day to never tell these people your exact fuel amount. Like, never do it, like, not at all. But long story short, I had called them the next morning, like, you know, I'm gonna be late or whatever. And girl, he didn't say nothing else to me but, okay, I'm gonna let them know, make sure you drive safe and have a good, you know, have a good drive, you know. So after that, girl, I hung up the phone with him. I ain't hear from him not one time, because I had to let him know, listen, baby, I know I'm new, but you're not about to run one on me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you know right then and there. Listen, you ain't about to write me up for nothing. If it ain't in no guidelines, if you won't got no book saying this is that and the third, you know what I'm saying? You not writing me up for nothing. And baby, we can fight all day. We can talk all day on the phone. Like, where's your manager that's above you? Because you're not about to write me up for something that's so little. And on top of that, I feel like y'all already know that I'm new. Y'all know that I'm new. Y'all know that I haven't been out here for this long. I barely know the company. So y'all should know, by me being a newbie and I've only been out here for maybe 3 months, of course I'm gonna have minor things that can possibly go wrong. Like, so for you trying to write me up for being incompliant is bullcrap, because I could see if I hit somebody's truck, or I did something that was serious, you know. But for you to tell me you gonna write me up for not being incompliant off of a fuel stop playing with me. Don't do that. And I know that, like, the fuel stops are important because they go off of like a little percentage rate or something like that. So I know all about that, but it's the simple fact that, like, I'm still new to the company. I'm still learning the company. You can't expect me to learn this company within like under 3 months. There's no way. I'm still learning. So I sure enough was gonna take that over his head and go straight over him and be like, listen, where's your manager at? Because I want to talk to somebody else, because you're not about to write me up for nothing like that, you know. And I do understand that there's so many write-ups, that is going to be, eventually you're going to fire me, because I got so many write-ups and y'all had to tell me over and over and over and over. So therefore, we going to nip it in the butt right there. And I'm going to let y'all know, I ain't the one to play with. Don't play with me. Like, I'm going to let y'all know that right now. Y'all not about to never run over me and tell me that I was incompliant over some stuff that y'all don't even have a guideline book for. But y'all, enough of me rambling, y'all, because baby, these last 2 weeks has been crazy for me. Like, literally, it's been crazy. So y'all, I had a whole breakdown to, like, crying. I was like upset for the simple fact that I was struggling with my trailer, y'all. I was struggling with my trailer, and I was literally tussling with my trailer for almost a whole hour. And then this guy come in and pull up and just get his trailer in with underneath a minute. And I was just like, not only was I having a bad day, it was just, I feel like I was being attacked, baby. I feel like I was being attacked. Like, no, y'all. So I was at the point, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I was at the point of quitting. Literally quitting. Like, literally to the point of driving this truck to Columbus, Ohio, packing my stuff up and chucking up the deuces, because I don't work well underneath pressure. I'm sorry, I don't. Like, not at all. So
hey you guys, I wanted to say, I know it might sound like I'm coming off as complaining about the company, but I am very much so blessed and thankful that God blessed me with the opportunity of working for this company.
Yeah, y'all, that was my little rant for these past little 2 weeks. Like, your girl been going through it, but I'm gonna just end this video right here. And I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And I guess I'll see you guys next week. Bye.